Goo-Wop most definitely didn't deserve that, and I don't want to see this for the little homie Pooh Shiesty, but this one nigga gotta be educated and understand. In business, you gotta negotiate, man.
What's good, Way Familiar? It's your boy JK, and I'm back with another rap caveat where I bring y'all the fans to the financials of the music industry. Now, one of the big stories that's going on right now is your boy Pooh Shiesty. He just got indicted by the feds for allegedly robbing Gucci Mane and forcing him to sign a release to get off of his 1017 record label. Now, I'm not here to talk about all the street shit and all that that's involved with all that. I'm just a former rap artist that has a business degree. So, you know, I'm gonna go straight to the business side and not the street shit. So if you're here for that, you might as well scroll down. But I did see in the research that I was doing, a couple of people that reacted to it. One of them was Rick Ross, and he had some key things that he wanted to say, and I wanted to go over. And here it go right here.
DM Rose, what you think, or how you feel about the Goo-Wop Pooh Shiesty situation? I don't like it for either side. You know what I'm talking about? Goo-Wop most definitely didn't deserve that, and I don't want to see this for the little homie Pooh Shiesty, but this one nigga gotta be educated and understand. In business, you gotta negotiate, man. You gotta negotiate. If you were signed for 100K and now you got 10 M's on the table, it's time to negotiate. This how we do this. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody win. Let's go. That's how I gotta go, man. You can't muscle your way out of no shit and no business. It don't go that way. And I ain't just talking about on the people's side, but on the other side, the blitz gonna come. You can't run from it, homie. That's the way it goes. Negotiate. It's time to educate. I want to see young hustlers from the South win. I want to see it. There was a time I got Gotti and Goo-Wop on the phone together. Us three on the phone. And it ain't nothing to discuss. It was no disrespect. It was no raised voices. Rose just wanted to plant that seed. And I understand one phone call may not fix all the situations, but you want to plant that seed. Where may be able to move forward one day, get some paper one day. The CMG 1017 tour one day, that was Rose mindset. And I wish nothing but my homies the best. When it come to business, let's negotiate. Niggas can't take the streets to the do. Niggas gonna get a life sentence with that shit, bullshit. Let's get to the B's.
All right, so you see with Rick Ross, one of the main things that he said, and shout out to him being an OG in the game and talking the way that he does, he mentioned the word negotiation. Now that's a big word in the music industry when it comes to contract disputes, things of that nature. Because when you're dealing with the music industry, bro, this ain't like you signing to the, you know, your neighborhood kingpin. You signing to become a legitimate artist that pays taxes, that, you know, is basically making legitimate rap money or music money, wherever type of genre of music that you in, right? So negotiation is one of the big things. So for me, I always, when I started wanting to do this series, I wanted to talk about this from the artist standpoint, right? So this is to educate y'all artists so y'all know, so y'all don't go through the same pitfalls that other artists go through, right? So one of the main things, him saying negotiation, I'm gonna break this down on each side, from Pooh Shiesty as the artist side and from Gucci Mane as the label owner side. So I'm gonna start with Pooh Shiesty, right? Well, I'm just gonna say the artist. One of the 4 things that you can do in order to get out of a record contract, the first thing, like he said, is negotiation. And usually what negotiation is, you trying to renegotiate your first contract that you signed with said person or said label, whoever, right? So when you try to renegotiate, right, usually it's because you have maybe some type of leverage. Maybe when he signed you, you were just an upcoming artist. You were just trying to get your feet wet in the game. Now you're selling, you're starting to show you are, you know, a huge entity to the label. I'll just give you an example. Let's just say you had a first album and it sold 1 million copies, right? Where you did way beyond everybody's expectation. You may go back to the label and say, hey, look, I'm showing y'all that I can sell these records. We need to renegotiate this so, you know, it'll be a little bit more favorable. You know, the royalties, you know, some of the things that I'm getting more favorable in my favor to get more money off of the records that I'm, producing for y'all and selling for y'all. So that is one way where, as Rick Ross said, negotiation is very key. Now, usually that type of stuff is not done by the artist. It's either done by managers, labels, business managers. There is an outside party that will deal with the label, and they have lawyers as well too, where y'all come to the table at an office, not no damn studio, to talk these things over. You come with an offer, they counter offer. That's how things go in the music industry, right? So that's one way. The first way is to renegotiate the contract. Second thing, you can buy yourself out of the contract. So let's just say, for example, you sign to a record label. You sign for $1 million. Let's just make it a plain number. You sign for $1 million. First 2 albums or whatever the case may be, things is going a little rocky. You may have some success, then some may not. Then things aren't really going your way. You might have a little bit of money from the shows and the royalties and things like that. You can go back to the label and say, how much would it be? Things ain't really going the way that I thought it was going to go here. How much can I do to buy myself out of the contract? If I owe you, let's just say you gave me $1 million, maybe I only owe you half, maybe like $500K. Okay, I know I would owe you like $500K. Is there a way I can let's break it down to maybe like $300,000? I could just pay you this $300,000, get off the label, so I can go do my own thing. That is the second way. For example, Yo Gotti, he said that in his original contract that he had until he got with Epic, he had to buy himself out of that contract because it wasn't going nowhere. But that is another option. Now, I know that's if you got the capital, the money, to say, to have to on hand to buy it out. So the other way is to buy yourself out of the contract. The third option, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna like this shit, is just fulfill the contract. Literally, how many albums, how many years, whatever it is in that contract, just fulfill it out. And then once it's done, you go do what you want to do. I mean, that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? That is just how the music industry goes. When it comes to that, you sign the contract. That's why it's very imperative when you sign with these people that you have your own lawyer. You have certain things where you can't get trapped in this contract, and you're in the position that Pooh Shiesty was in. I don't know the exact situation, but you find yourself having to want to get off so bad to potentially doing something that may land you in jail. The fourth option, if all else fails, is probably going to be litigation, and that's going to court. You know what I'm saying? Where you just going to have to try to fight it out in the courts. If you feel like, they breached the contract or whatever the case may be, you can try that route. That's usually the fourth option. I know a lot of people don't like to go to court, so most people don't want to do 3 or 4, but that is another way. And that's what it is when you get into the actual music business. This isn't where you just feel like you can just muscle someone out of a contract, just like Rick Ross said. And you also got to understand this. You forcing someone under duress to sign a contract is illegal. So even if that you made someone sign it under threats of violence or whatever the case may be, it's not forcible in a court of law. So even if this allegedly happened, if Gucci Mane wanted to go to court, and which I think the reason why they allegedly pulled this move is because they probably think that we can make him do this and he's not gonna go to court. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like this was done. But let's just say Gucci Mane did go to court, he can sue and be like, look, this is what happened. They forced me to sign this. This is null and void. And most courts, well, depending on what state you're in, most courts, they're gonna say when it comes to something signing under duress, they're not gonna take that shit. But they can just null and void the contract, and there you go. Now, I'm gonna get to the label owner side of this, right? And the thing is, when you are the label owner, there are people that you hire that handle these type of things. You have, business managers, people that's under you, vice presidents, whatever the case may be, that handle, contractual disputes. Those are the people that you gotta lean on. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be you trying to go to the artist at some studio out in Bubble to go renegotiate to talk about the contract. Like, this is why you have a business office. This is why you have lawyers, accountants, whatever the case may be. You got other people under you that can handle these type of things, right? And that is a big, big mistake if you are a label owner, because you have to have people under you that can handle these things, and it basically separates you from you and the artist. And I know with most CEO artists slash CEOs, whatever you want to call them, they want to be more personable to the artist. So, you can reach out to me, you know what I'm saying? You can, if anything happens, just reach out to me. You ain't got to reach. No, you got to have people in the middle where you aren't, because at the end of the day, you're the owner. So you have a responsibility to everybody else on the label, just not that one artist. You get what I'm saying? So you got to have people that's under you that can handle these type of disputes where things like this don't allegedly happen. You get what I'm saying? This is why you have it where you meet at an office, have a business manager with you, have other people in your staff with you that can handle, that know about these type of things, that know about the music industry, that know about negotiation, where things can get done legally. You know what I'm saying? This is a sad situation where disputes like this happen in the rap industry. We know things from the past where, allegedly Ice Cube had came with a whole bunch of dudes to get off his record label. Same thing with Cameron, allegedly, Suge Knight. But this isn't back in the 90s. You get what I'm saying? Like, people are quick to sue and quick to put you in jail. Like, you can't go at it to muscle people. Like, it's just not gonna work. Going back to also where I think where Gucci Mane falls short at with his label. I know Gucci Mane is very unorthodox, right? He one time went online and then pretty much said, I'm dropping everybody from my label because they're not.
What's up, y'all? Listen, I wanted to make this announcement on 10/17 yesterday, but I just seen like my statement, my P&L with all my artists. It's almost like a whole bunch of shakeup, and it's a whole show in the industry right now. But when I look at my P&L and me being a businessman, I think that I'm gonna have to release almost all my artists except for Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano. This is a decision I didn't want to make. I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I could keep all of them under the contract. But I said, hey, let's just make the unselfish decision and, let them take their talents elsewhere. So today, you know what I'm saying, I already reached out to all of my artists, you know what I'm saying, to their lawyers and whatever, and let them know that they're free to take their talents elsewhere. And I'm still looking for new talent to pair up with, you know what I'm saying, Pooh and Fu, and that's where I'm gonna put my focus. And I just wish them the best, and I just want to let everybody know that, because hey, that's where we at.
Everybody from my label because they're not making money. I saw my P&L sheet, which is profit and loss, which is it tells you, for each person how much they're losing, how much each artist is gaining. He went on there and pretty much dropped everybody and said he only keep Pooh Shiesty and another person, which I feel like that's a little bit disingenuous if you do that, but Gucci Mane gonna do what he wanna do, you feel me? But I just feel like going at these type of things and his track record, maybe he shouldn't have a record label anymore, or just hire more staff where they deal with the artists and he could just stay as CEO and do what he need to do on the marketing end or whatever that he needs to do to push the label forward, because his track record when it comes to these artists hasn't been looking very favorable. So hiring certain people that can, maybe can push the label forward, help with negotiation with contracts, that can make 1017 strong. As you can know, Gucci Mane has a great track record. Like they say, he's pretty much like the A&R of the South, because he done put on a lot of artists, things of that nature, and started with them doing mixtapes early in their career. So we're not going to take that away from that, but it just seems like with the business acumen of the label is starting to feel a little shaky. And, you know, some of it may not be his fault, some may be his fault, but you need to have these type of people, because when you losing pretty much the biggest artist on your label, it doesn't look good for other people to want to get on your label, for them to feel like they have to go to these extreme measures to get off your contract. You know what I'm saying? So it's a sad situation for both parties, but that's what I have on that. And if y'all got any comments, let me know below what y'all feel about the situation. Do you feel like he did the right thing and maybe this was just a desperation attempt? That's all I got to say on this situation. But like, comment, subscribe to your boy, and we're going to be back with another one soon. You know that. Hey y'all, just taking a quick break to show y'all my new and improved website for www.playaway.com. As you can see, you can still get the merch on there. Definitely cop up on that. And now I'm also offering services for consulting for podcasts, the music industry. You want to know how to start a podcast? You need ideas? Hit your boy up, www.playwave.com. I'm out.